Hello and welcome to Be Abundant Now, where evolution is the new revolution. This is a companion video to 12 universal laws that impact our life. I'm going into greater detail into a signature core frequency impacted by the law of vibration. The law of vibration states that everything is always in motion and has an energetic vibrational frequency, including our thoughts, intentions, words, and actions. 95% of our outer experience and our core signature frequency is actually shaped from subconscious programming. Now, this could be subconscious programming that has happened during early childhood development, and this could also be past life karma or past life wounds that have been part of this incarnate experience if you subscribe to that belief. So I'm going to go get into now some of the inner child wounds and some of the symptoms, and then later on in the video I will be sharing with you some techniques that have assisted me on this journey to eliminate some of these blockages. Because when we have this running in our background, even if we are trying to eat a higher vibrational diet, we are really trying to work with the laws of attraction and keeping our thoughts positive. If this is going on in our subconscious programming, we still are going to be attracting some of these experiences. So once something is brought from the subconscious to the consciousness, it can be examined, looked at, processed, felt, and released. So that is my intention for this video. So let's go ahead and get into it. First, there is different inner childhood wounds. The first one I'm going to discuss is abandonment. And symptoms of abandonment are feeling left out, someone who fears being left out. This is also someone who dislikes or hates being alone. They have difficulty in being alone. Finding themselves threatening to leave someone. And normally, the result is attracting emotionally unavailable people into their sphere. So if you have had the experience of attracting individuals into your experience who have been emotionally unavailable, then there's a good chance that your emotional wound from childhood is abandonment. The second wound I'm going to discuss is the guilt wound. Now, this is someone who always feels sorry or bad, basically for someone else. If you have that overly generous, compassionate heart, and they feel that they are a burden to others and they do not like to ask for things, and sometimes uses guilt to manipulate others into getting their needs met instead of like directly asking. And this type of person with this type of guilt wound will usually attract into their experience people who make them feel guilty, because this has to keep continuing to play out until this situation is healed. The next wound I'm going to get into is the trust wound. The trust wound, the symptoms of someone who has a trust wound is someone who is afraid to be hurt, and someone who at the core doesn't trust themselves. They find ways not to trust people. In other words, always perceiving things from the darker perspective, or a more, from a very untrustworthy perspective. They feel insecure and need lots of external validation. These are people who generally do not feel safe. And as a result of these feelings, they normally attract people who do not feel safe, because our thoughts, beliefs, intentions, and actions, they are what shapes our outer reality. And whether you consciously or subconsciously embrace any of these aspects, they will manifest into reality, because thoughts do become things, experiences, situations. So the fourth aspect of this I'm going to discuss is the neglect wound. Those who have had the issue of neglect, they often struggle to let things go, have low self-esteem, get angry easily, they struggle to say no, and repress emotions. They fear being vulnerable, and they normally attract people who do not appreciate them or make them feel seen or heard. At one time, we could all feel one of these more than the other. There may be signs and symptoms in each one of these. I know for myself, I have experienced some of these issues, and these are some of my core wounds that I've had to deal with, and some of these I'm actually still processing on this journey. So, and this is part of the journey, is that healing process. Now, how we decide to heal that, I believe that varies from person to person. I believe that a lot of this is individualistic, and that each person has their own way of healing. But I will go into discuss some of the ways that I have healed some of these core issues within myself. I have used the violet flame of Saint Germain, and I will again list the mantra in the description box for those of you who are interested. And if you are interested, then you could always Google the violet flame of Saint Germain to learn more of it. I will also link a video. It's a meditation that I have used to incorporate the violet flame of Saint Germain. It is something that I have used almost daily since I've learned of it. I believe it was almost 2 years ago that I learned. And the violet flame of Saint Germain is able to, it's an energy of transmutation, and it is God's forgiveness, mercy, and freedom. And so it's an energy, it's a purifying energy. So I have worked, and it can reduce karma of up to 75% very fast. So it's really good at even using this to heal core wounds. Another healing technique that I have used is an infinity healing, and I will leave a link to Tarek Bibi. He does a whole list of infinity healings. This involves giving a sacred yes from your higher self, and offering, and allowing a healing to take place. And it's voted one of the top 3 healing modalities in the world. Now, I have used this, and I did feel an energetic shift in my being. So if this is something also that resonates, I will list that down below. Another technique I have used is to go within, to meditate, and to find different versions of myself that need healing. Depending on who it was, if there's a thought or a situation in my life that evokes any of these emotions, whether they invoke the emotions or feelings of the abandonment, the neglect, abuse, etc., whatever it is, I go in and I see myself there, another version of myself, and I actually hug myself and allow myself to be loved, to feel that love and compassion. Because I really believe at the end of the day, this journey is about learning to love ourselves from that higher perspective, in the way that the divine loves us. So that would be another way, is to go in and do your own self-healing that way. I'm trying to think. There's something called the mirroring exercise. So you can, and that's part of, I believe, the law of correspondence, that the world is a mirror and it reflects everything back to us. So let's say that there is a situation. For example, we'll use a situation of someone ignoring you. You would like to talk to someone, but you are feeling ignored or abandoned. Okay? So what is that message? You would go and like write in a journal, you know, I feel abandoned, or this person is ignoring me. And you have to flip that around and say, what part of myself am I ignoring or I am abandoning? That is the mirror exercise. And then you would say, is this true? And the answer is always yes. There's always a part. Then you would have to search a little deeper and find out what part of yourself it is that you are abandoning and needs love, and go in and heal that. I have used that technique also, and it really does work. Give me a moment here. I did write down one more, and I know that I have it. Oh. Also, you may want to look into past life regression. I do believe that we can carry some situations that have been unhealed in previous lifetimes brought over into this experience. So that if that is something that resonates with you, that may be something that you may want to consider. Another aspect that I have tried for myself personally is yoga, because, yoga works also, and dancing. But personally, what I've really tried is acupuncture, because we do have all of these meridians in our body, in addition to our chakras, which, to be honest, there are 12 chakras in the body. There's 12 chakras, 7 within the body, and then there are higher chakras as well. So the acupuncture does help us to relieve stuck emotions in the body that are starting to, sometimes they do manifest into disease, which is just the body not being at ease. So that is one aspect. Another thing that we can do is really keep eating the higher vibrational foods, which is mostly a plant-based diet, and to learn to let go of our fears and to continue to always embrace love, because at the end of the day, only love is real, and that everything else is pretty much the illusion, and anything fear-based is the illusion, and only love is real. So this is what I was prompted to share today. I apologize for any bloopers within this video, but for myself personally, I do not do editing, and I will be honest about that. I'm pretty technologically challenged, and I'm still learning, so that will come in the future and within time, so bear with me. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to any questions, comments that you have. Thank you so much, and have a blessed day, blessed week, and take care.